Starting with the name of Almighty Allah, who is the beneficent and the merciful. So, my name is Dr. Muhammad Israr Khan, and I have been serving here at the Department of Environmental Sciences, Guwahati University of Science and Technology. As far as today's topic is concerned, let me talk about something about smart agriculture, climate change, and Pakistan. So, what is the climate change and how climate change is affecting Pakistan in different ways, and how we can conduct smart agriculture so that being an agriculture country, we can grow our GDP. So, first of all, let me talk about the heat waves that we have been observing for the last few decades here in Indian subcontinent and in particularly in Pakistan. So there are some of the major root causes that as a result we have been suffering from these heat waves. Actually, what is happening that during in the developed countries, as they have developed their industries, their um, all things and the vehicles and the combustion of coal, oil, and gas. So the developed country that included the Germany, the Brazil, USA, Canada, Russia, and India even. So they are contributing more than enough to the greenhouse gas emission. As a result, the planet Earth is warming. However, who are the affected and which countries will be affected the most? So the smaller countries, the underdeveloped countries, which almost or completely rely on their agriculture sector for survival in order to feed their population. So some of the root causes, as I have already explained over here, is that these are some of the root causes which we have been suffering as a result of by the contribution from the larger countries. However, apart from that, we also have been responsible for such kind of emissions because of our domestic burning of fossil fuels that includes the coal, oil, and gas. And similarly, we have also in Indian subcontinent, it has been a ritual that we burn the rice straw and wheat straw after harvesting the crops. So these are some of the root causes that create heat waves, which we have been observing for the last several. In addition to domestic burning of fossil fuels and from the industrial revolution, there are some other causes as well because of the urbanization, and a lot of people are moving from the villages to the cities. As a result, our cities here in Pakistan are expanding. The area is expanding as a result. The cultivable land, once it was green, fertile land, have been going towards extinction. So, as a result of this urbanization, the cities, when the cities are becoming larger, we are actually damaging the crops. We are damaging the agricultural land, and we are going towards deforestation, where we cut a lot of trees for infrastructure development that will be required for expansion of the cities. Because when the city is overpopulated, it will require some larger hospitals, colleges, universities, as well as residential areas. So in that case, we are damaging the agricultural land, as well as for that we are going toward deforestation. So deforestations, as we know that they have been responsible for maintaining the environment very neat and clean, because the forest, the trees have been responsible for capturing atmospheric carbon dioxide in the sense to utilize later for their respiration for their photosynthesis. However, if we have fewer forest, that will not compensate for the loss of our deforestation. So as a result, the environmental issues will be created over there. And big cities, the high rising buildings, they have also capability to absorb the heat during the daytime, which will be released during the late hours at night. So these are some of the other reasons as well, which contribute to the increasing heat around the specific region, or we can say around the globe. Okay, then we talk about the global warming, and what are the the unfair consequences faced by Pakistan. Global warming, when we listen or heard about the global warming phenomena, it is it is being occurring as a result of increasing the Earth's average temperature at some specific region or around the globe. As I already mentioned, the different sources that we are heating up this planet Earth through either burning the fossil fuels that include the coal, oil, and gas combustion, through vehicles or through jet, through airlines or through our industries. So it will result into the production and emission of the greenhouse gases to the atmosphere. And once these greenhouse gases concentration in the atmosphere have been increased, it will create a greenhouse effect. So let me discuss about the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect will have much potential to capture the incoming solar radiation. As a result, they will further increase the average Earth temperature, which we have defined as the global warming. So different greenhouse gases, for example, have their different potential. For example, carbon dioxide has been considered as one, while methane has 25 times higher global warming potential as compared to that of carbon dioxide, while nitrous oxide has 298, and according to some expert, it has 310 times higher global warming potential compared to that of carbon dioxide. So when we have these greenhouse gases in much more concentration as a result of our anthropogenic activities, it will have much more capability to capture the incoming solar radiation, and in return they will not allow to re-emit the same heat to cross the ozone. So as a result, the Earth's average temperature has been increased. So this is a general belief and a theory that once this global warming has occurred, it will create a climatic change impacts, and that climatic change impacts will hit back us in the form of natural devastation like glacier melting. And glacier melting, we know that in Pakistan we have more than 7,000 glaciers in our northern Gilgit-Baltistan area. So when these glaciers will melt, it will result into overflow of water in rivers, and this overflow of water in rivers would bring devastation in terms of damage to human lives, as well as the infrastructure will be damaged, and at the same time it will affect the agriculture sector, in the sense that it will damage the agriculture land, and the crops will be flushed out with this high flow of water. And there are other aspects as well, that if we don't store this water which has been flowing, which has been occurring as a result of glacier melting, if we don't store it at that particular time, it will fall into the Arabian Sea. As a result, we are suffering from water scarcity as well. usually we call it a water shortage. So already we have been picking water through wells that we have been utilizing for irrigation purpose, or for drinkable purpose, for drinking purpose as well. So as a result, what will happen that we have been suffering in Pakistan a shortage of water in even in the capital territory of Islamabad, in Karak, um, some parts of the Balochistan and GA Khan as well. So actually, as a result of not storing this extra water which has been occurring as a result of glacier melting, which was actually impacted by increased global warming and climate change impacts, so we will be having problem of water shortage. So the water table beneath the soil, it is been going down continuously. So if we couldn't, or we were not able to manage this water management, or so we will be in future we will be very much we will face a shortage of water in near future. As far as the climate change as a global issue, sure, it has been a global environmental issue, because we can see that there are certain countries, the bigger countries that that have been included: the United States of America, the Brazil, Canada, Russia, China, and even India. They are contributing a higher proportion of the greenhouse gases. As a result, the climate change pattern has been occurring. However, being underdeveloped, or we can say developing countries, we have been suffering for the suffering as a result of the greenhouse gas emissions, which we are not concerned even, because Pakistan is emitting less than 1% to the total greenhouse gas emissions. However, we have been affected number among the top vulnerable countries that are highly exposed or vulnerable to climate change impacts that we have observed in 2012 and most recently in 2022. So there are a lot of efforts going on international level, like the Intergovernment Panel on Climate Change (IPCC). They are contributing their parts to come across the table to sort out the solution to tackle the climate change and prevent and take some prevention measurements, how we can reduce these greenhouse gas emissions, so that later they will not be responsible for increasing the earth average temperature, and at the same time we can save energy by utilizing the same resources for some other purposes. For example, in case of, I talked already about the water scarcity. So water scarcity can be sustained by managing water. We can construct dams, and we can store that water, and we can utilize it later for irrigation purposes, or for even hydro power projects to generate electricity as well. So however, on national level, unfortunately we don't have such managements that will be very useful in future to avoid this kind of catastrophic